Hello and welcome to Big Orbit's Cardfight Vanguard weekly update. My name is James and today I'll be going through the cards shown throughout the past 7 days. Royal Paladin's VR for BTO5 has finally been shown with Solitary Knight Gancelot. He's got the first skills of Continuous Vanguard Circle, all of your Blaster Blade on Vanguard Circle and Rearguard Circle get plus 10,000 power. And the reason it specifies Vanguard Circle too is because he has the second skill of Continuous Vanguard Circle during your turn. If your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, your front row circles with Blaster Blades on them become Vanguard Circles. This means they also get a drive check, giving you 4 drive checks for that turn. This is an incredible skill as it makes Force 2 a great strat for Royals. This does make you vulnerable to retire clans though, so it could be good to have Monarch Sanctuary Alfred as a backup to bring Blaster Blade back from the drop zone. Knight of the Harp Tristan is a grade 1 RRR and is here to more easily get your Blaster Blade with auto rearguard circle when placed. If your Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, costs counterblast 1, search your deck for a Blaster Blade, reveal it and put it into your hand, and shuffle your deck. This is great consistency for such a small cost on a grade 1. Royals finally get a countercharger after all this time. This unit is Pluck and Chanter. He's another grade 1 with auto rearguard circle once per turn. When your Blaster Blade is placed, soul charge 1, and if there are no face-up cards in your damage zone, counter charge 1. You can choose whether to use this before or after Blaster Blade skill, allowing you to manipulate the drop zone to get the most value out of it. Soul Guiding Elf is another grade 1 for the clan. She's a RR and has auto rearguard circle when your opponent's sentinel is placed on Guardian Circle from hand. If your Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, cost counterblast 1 and draw a card. Now that we've seen countercharges, this becomes a lot more useful. Marin and Alan both get this kind of draw skill too, though Soul Guiding Elf will work really well against Protect clans. Lastly for Royals this week, we have Inspiring Knight Synagils. He's grade 1 with auto rearguard circle when it attacks or boosts. If your Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, costs soul plus 1 and this unit gets plus 10,000 power to the end of the turn. This also yet again makes up for loss of power, so this works really well with Force 2. He could find use in Soul Saver, as you'll likely have some soul to spare. Fusili Magus is a grade 3 for Oracle Think Tank and has Act Vanguard Circle Rearguard Circle once per turn, costs Counterblast 1 and Soul Blast 1, and one of your Vanguards with Magus in its card name gets plus 10,000 power and plus 1 drive until the end of the turn. It seems 5 drive checks wasn't enough for OTT, as 4 of these could get Pentagonal Magus to 9 drive checks, though naturally that is not the best thing to do, even if it was likely. It working on Vanguard Circle means she's not even bad to ride, and you may replace Hexagonal Magus with this card, but just having more Magus cards alone is great for Pentagonal. We have the grade 1 for OTT with White Hair of Inaba. Its skill is auto rearguard circle at the end of the battle that boosted a grade 3 Vanguard. Costs put a card from your hand into your soul and draw a card. This is really good for speeding up Victorious Deer if you can get a grade 3 in your soul with this. It can also prove useful for Tsukuyomi if she needs a specific Tsukuyomi card in the soul to make it feel more like the ride chain. Nubatama get a grade 1 RR with Stealth Fiend Tsumugi. His skill is Act rearguard circle once per turn, costs soul blast 1, and your opponent chooses a card from his or her hands and discards it. And this unit gets plus 10,000 power to the end of the turn for each grade of that card. Your opponent reveals the top card of their deck and puts it into their hand. This is trying to force your opponent to discard their grade 0s, their most valuable guarders. And also having knowledge of your opponent's hand is pretty important. Stealth Dragon Kikuchiyo is a grade 1 with auto rearguard circle Guardian Circle when placed from hand. If there are no face-up cards in your damage zone, counter charge 1. On its own, this isn't too special, but it working on Guardian Circle makes this good, though it still only has 7k base power unfortunately. On to Narukami, we have the grade 3 RR Thunderbreak Dragon. Its skill is Continuous Vanguard Circle. If your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, when this unit would attack, it battles all of the units in your opponent's front row. This seems a lot better than Dragonic Kaiser Vermilion, thanks to it being so cheap, but Kaiser Vermilion gets benefits whether or not your opponent has units out. Though Thunderbreak does have a way to get around this with its second ability of Act Vanguard Circle Rearguard Circle once per turn, costs counterblast 1, and your opponent moves each of their rearguards in his or her back row to an open rearguard circle in their front row. This working on rearguard circle means it can easily start binding those cards if Thunderbreak Dragon isn't your focus, which then allows Tectonic Drill Dragon to have a better time restanding. We strangely have a bit of direct support for Thunderbreak Dragon with the grade 1 Dragon Dancer Rai Rai. She has auto Vanguard Circle Rearguard Circle. When its attack or the attack it boosted hits a Vanguard, look at the 7 cards from the top of your deck, reveal up to 1 Thunderbreak Dragon from among them, and put it into your hand, and shuffle your deck. If you put a card into your hand, and this is on Rearguard Circle, put this unit into your soul. This feels similar to Machining Hornet, but is less flexible. However, Thunderbreak Dragon's rearguard skill may be useful for Gauntlet Buster Dragon, so we'll have to wait and see for that. We also get the grade 1 ceremonial bonfire eradicator caster. Her skill is auto rearguard circle when placed, costs discard a card from your hand, choose a rear guard in your opponent's front row, bind it, and this unit gets plus 5000 power to the end of the turn. Not using Soul or Counterblast for a bind is very useful, and you can just discard a Rising Phoenix to call it straight back out. Also to help the discard, we have the grade 2 Desert Gunner Doran. He has an 8k base power, but does have auto rearguard circle when a card is discarded from your hand for the cost of your Vanguard's ability. If this unit is in your front row, cost Soul Blast 2 and draw a card. Now this can't directly help caster, but it can at least prevent you from just chucking all your cards away. It's a bit of a pricey cost, but for an Axel clan, any draw power is good draw power. Also, this card's power doesn't matter much on either of the Axel circles, as you'll still be hitting the right numbers. Very lastly, we have the promo card for Royal Paladin, Lightsaber Seldiora. She's a grade 2 with auto rearguard circle once per turn. When your Blaster Blade is placed during your turn, cost Soul Blast 1, and this unit gets plus 10,000 power to the end of the turn. Just more compensation if you go for Force 2, and more reinforcement for the Blaster Blade .clan deck. And that's everything for this week. Be sure to check out next week when I'll be going through the card show throughout the next 7 days, and let me know your feelings on the new cards and which one's your favourite. So I hope to see you next time. Bye!